Winter is here, and the North remembers. Hey guys, my name is Molly and I have hooded brown eyes. Today I'm going to be filming my last video in the series of Game of Thrones by Urban Decay, the greatest makeup palette by Urban Decay of all time. We are going to dive right into the last palette that I haven't done, Hard Home, also known as the North, the White Walkers. Let's get into it. I have dressed in the only White Walker wear that I might actually have, these fun earrings and this fun necklace and the coolest tank top of all time. It features the Misfits, my favorite band of all time. I'm going to be starting off with this shade right here. It's a light powdery blue shade called White Walker. And I'm actually going to go in with my Sigma E40 brush and put that right up here on the hoods of my eyes. It's kind of a no-no, but we're going to try. Favorite and least favorite parts of the North, the far North. Favorite, Samwell Tarly and the Night's Watch. Shout out to my Night's Watch, where you at? I did not enjoy it when they stabbed Jon Snow. I thought that was uncalled for, but then he rose again in 3 days, so I guess it's okay. But sometimes I have to wonder, what was it all for? I mean, Melisandre was like, he's the prince that was promised. He's Azor Ahai, but what was that for? Because in the end, he just ended up back at the wall. And that makes me sad. Things I didn't like about the North? How about Craster? What a piece of crap. I don't have any time for you, Craster. You or your weird perverted ways. Now that I just committed original sin by putting a light color on my hood, let's dive in even deeper. I'm gonna get real close. And I'm gonna take this shade called Take the Black with my flat Ecotools brush. I'm a little bit nervous because I have a feeling that this is going to spill all over my cheeks, but that's okay. More lives have been sacrificed to the White Walkers than what my cheeks are worth. I'm gonna put this Kleenex underneath my eyes to hopefully catch any fallout that might come. Whew. And I'm gonna draw a dome to go out right here. The fallout wasn't too bad. I think it's safe that we can do the other side without the Kleenex. Did you guys freak out when my boyfriend the Hound and all of his buddies were stranded on that island and it was surrounded by water so the White Walkers weren't coming? But then the Hound got cocky, as he always does, and started throwing rocks at the White Walkers, only for the White Walkers to discover that it was actually ice and they could walk across. And at that moment were you like, oh snap, someone's gonna die. And then of course that ice dragon had to come. It's always gotta be an ice dragon. I still don't understand how Benjen Stark was part White Walker, part human, but I guess I'll never know. Kind of like, I still don't understand who the Children of the Forest were. I mean, I sort of get it, and I tried to read the first couple of books and I did get through them, but then I had to direct Mamma Mia, or I assistant directed Mamma Mia at the high school, and then I didn't have time to read the rest of the books. It's getting 90s up in here. I know I already complained about it, but I still don't understand how the White Walkers were such a big deal for so long, and then Arya Stark just stabs one, like it's not a big deal. Why did all the Dothraki have to die? Why did Arya just stab in the first place? But I love you so much, Arya, and I love Game of Thrones, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna take that shade, Take the Black, and I'm going to make sort of a boop boop over here. Who is your favorite free folk? Mine, of course, was the guy with the orange beard, and it's been so long that I don't even know his name anymore, but I love you so much. I heard on Google, like there was a Google notice, that him and his wife were having a baby, and I think that's adorable. I'm gonna go back in with my Sigma E40 brush and blend. When you first saw the White Walkers in the series, were you like, that's kind of weird, why do they belong in Middle Earth with the rest of the Lord of the Rings? Just kidding, it's Game of Thrones. But were you a little bit weirded out? And I was like, it's not gonna be a big deal. And then it was a big deal. Now we're gonna go into this silvery shade called Free Folk with my teeny tiny E.L.F brush. Tried and true, baby, tried and true. You know who I super duper hated though? I'm putting that in the inner corner. But you know who I super hated? What was brilliant writing though, was that Lord Commander that was so mean to Jon Snow all the time. Like, who does he think he is? As Linda Belcher would say, don't judge me, you judgeroo. Why don't you go play your judgery do? Because he was so mean to Jon Snow, and Jon Snow was just trying to help his friends. I'm going to drag that up just a little bit. I'm going to now go in with a different brush. It's this little feathered end of an Ecotools brush. I'm going to dip that back into Take the Black because I'm worried that some of this is just going to get lost in translation. So I'm going to smudge right here, and I'm going to try to gently blend the two together. But as you can see, they don't really want to mix. Kind of like the Free Folk didn't want to mix with the Night's Watch. Oh my gosh. Can we talk about Mance Rayder? Ooh, I love me some Mance Rayder. Now that's a man. And then when he died, it was so sad. And like, what did you expect the Free Folk to do? Just take it. I'm gonna go back in with my Sigma E40 brush and blend out a little bit of this harsh line here. I was thinking about that scene when they were trying to capture a White Walker to put it in a box, and I rediscovered my love for Alice in Chains. You know that song that's like, here's the man in the box. Love that song. I still feel like the black is getting taken over by the blue. I'm gonna go back in with my Sigma E40 brush, and maybe that's my bad for putting some of that, for putting some of White Walker on it, but you live, you learn. There we go. That's what I wanted to do in the first place. It never fails that I always get makeup in my eyeball. Hashtag not a professional makeup artist, as you know. Yes, it's still time, and I'm still a nurse, and I'm still employed. The virus hasn't really come to Western Iowa yet, but it's definitely in Eastern Iowa. And I'm getting a little bit more nervous. So I'm just gonna continue going to work every day and doing makeup for fun. Now I'm gonna go into Hard Home with my teeny tiny E.L.F. brush. Boink, boink, boink. Y'all, I just hit pan. Speaking of strange times, you know what happened in Iowa this weekend? It snowed. I'll put a little clip in. April 17th, and what do we have in Iowa here? A bunch of snow on the ground. And if we're being totally honest, I did film this weekend when it was snowing, but it turned out awful. And I was like, I can't put this up. What will my tens of fans think? So that's why we're doing this today. Okie dokie, Pokey Smokey. Let's now go into the coolest shade in the world in this palette. My favorite shade in this palette is this color called Frozen North. Watch this. Boink, boink, boink. Isn't that the neatest shade? So I'm gonna go into Frozen North with the smudge end of this dual-ended Ecotools brush, and I feel like this is going to fall out of my eyeballs. So I'm gonna look right into my camera to do this. We're getting up close and personal. Speaking of feeling blue, let's talk about the saddest thing that happened north of the wall. Hodor. I cried, y'all. I cried so much when Hodor died. But did you all lose your freaking minds when you finally found out that Hodor was actually having a flashback that whole time, and that's why he said, Hodor, hold the door? I lost my mind. Woo! Girl, we got some fallout. There's so much fallout on my cheek. One moment, please. Okay, and we're back with less fallout on our cheeks. Good Lord. Lord have mercy on my soul. All right, let's highlight this part right here. Someone's gonna drive by with their truck and make a big scene. I'm gonna go back into Free Folk. Wink, wink. You just have to see this for a second. This is the second coolest color in this palette. Look at that. So cool. So now I'm gonna go just barely in this inner corner. and get a little frost off. That's definitely in my eyeball, but I'm not gonna touch it because I don't want the fallout to come on my cheek again. Shooting at the walls of heartache, bang bang, I am a warrior. Want to be in the night's watch, but I wanna survive. Stop. I think that's different than the Blue Blood palette that I did, but I'm not totally sure. I'm gonna, hello. Let's get that out of my face. I'm gonna smudge this out just a little bit. I like to drag my color way out. I don't know why. Maybe I have a secret desire to be Batgirl. All right, I'm going to put on my mascara and my eyeliner, and I'll be back in 2 seconds to show you the final look. Hey, blue on black, tales from a river, something, something, I don't know the words. All right, guys, that's the final look. I did my usual 3 coats of mascara, and I did a winged liner. I even put eyeliner in my waterline. Even though it's gonna rub off in 2 seconds, I thought it would finish out the look. I think this is a fun look. It's not super pretty. It's not my best work, but I think we had a good time anyway talking about it. Y'all, I have had so much fun working with this palette and just talking about Game of Thrones. I think I'm gonna continue doing more movies and TV shows and doing makeup tutorials that go along with it because I think it's a fun idea. If you like that idea, you can like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below. And that concludes our Game of Thrones series. I love you so much. I love you too. I'll see you in the next one.